Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel Evolve with Monette. So good sharing energy with you today. So good having you join me. Come on in. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath. Thank you for inviting me in. I have a channeled reading today for you. A couple of them. First one we're going to start with is Charlie Puth, Attention. Hence the title, whatever it may be. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. You just hate the thought of me being with someone new. Maybe this will be relevant for you. Message, warning, trigger warning. This is going to be a love reading. So if love is not part of your life, this is not your reading. So we're going to be using a romance oracle deck. We're going to be using the Love Angels. And we're going to be using conversational interconnections oracles as well. So we're going to take a look and see who wants attention, who wants your heart first card out right away. Someone's having wild thoughts. When they're with you, all they get is wild thoughts. Okay, so someone just wants attention. They don't want your heart, but they hate the thought of you being with someone new. That song was written by Charlie Puth, who is an incredible artist. He is got some kind of genius level of musicality where he has perfect pitch and he can really discern and hear things, you know, like perfectly and properly. And he writes a lot of music. He's got song credits on a lot of your favorite artists, you know, things. But this song specifically was written about Selena Gomez. He dated Selena Gomez, who must have that kryptonite, okay, because everybody is trying to be in her life. Maybe she's just a good soul. And sometimes people like to be around people that are good souls. But what I always say is we've been someone's karmic. We have been a karmic experience for someone. It is not always perfect. It's not all light and love. So even the best of us have made someone feel away. And clearly Selena made Charlie feel away. But he realized that she was just dating him and liked his attention but wasn't into him, and hence that song, which I will connect below, which has like I think 1 point something billion views. I'll connect both the lyrics and then also the original video. It's about Selena and it's about unrequited love very specifically. So if any of you guys have dealt with themes of unrequited love or energy, then this is something that you can relate to and understand. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. You just hate the thought of me being with someone new. And he talks about the seduction that he goes through when loving Selena, meaning he's like, I think he says, I know that perfume is karma, that dress regret, or the dress is regret, or the perfume is karma, or the dress is karma, the perfume is regret. I don't know. But it's very beautifully articulated. He's a fantastic, really brilliant songwriter. And I feel like this is very pertinent to you. So we have the dichotomy, because the next reading is going to be Can I Call You Rose? Hence the Rose Crown. That's been channeling that beautiful song, Can I Call You Rose? Because you're sweet like a flower in bloom. So it's both sides of the love dynamic. So let's take a look and see how this is representative to you. For whoever is watching this, if you are not aware, it's time to retreat. It says it's time to disconnect from the world. Now, this could mean retreat away with your partner, but we're going to clarify. I'm going to get a few cards out, and then we're going to see what the conversation is, okay? What exactly is there to be said about this? Let it come out on its own. Thank you. Next one out is stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking will bring you romance. All right. What they said, attention. So, and the context of the song, let's see, guys. Angels, don't make me. I can't make it up. Unrequited love. That is the magic of the angels. I was about to say, don't make me a liar, because y'all told me this reading was going to be about there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. You just hate the thought of me being with someone new. Have you guys ever dated someone like that, or been in an experience like that where you were like, why am I here? What is happening here? You don't even like me. And when that becomes apparently obvious, or painfully obvious, I should say. It is in fact time to walk away. We have 2 more cards and we're going to start to get into the reading here. Attraction, attention and attraction. It says you connect romantic love by enjoying the moment fully, and then codependency. I'm telling you, man, the angels don't lie to me. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Can we talk about love addictions? That's one of the things that can affect romantic life as well. If someone wanted to gaslight you, or you've been in the position with someone in the past where they wanted to convince you to give your romantic liaison a chance, work on your partnership. But why? If they were not working on it, or if they were not committed to it. So let's take a look and see. We'll clarify with some tarot too, and then we'll get into some love oracles and see exactly what they want to say to you, or what you need to know about the situation. So regarding attraction, what do they need to know regarding, let me get my water cup out of the way here. All right, regarding attraction, what do they need to know? Listen, someone definitely was attracted to you, but they didn't want you to have clarity about that. So someone may have done some push and pull with you. Someone may have very well known what level of attraction they were to you, but they did not keep that from you. There was definitely withholding here with this. With the Ace of Wands and the Two of Swords, there was definitely withholding. Let me get one more in that. Yeah, but underneath it, maybe someone actually had love for you. And I'm here to help heal whatever wounds may still be open or gaping regarding a situation where probably you didn't get closure. Maybe you weren't the one to walk away, so you didn't necessarily get closure, but someone actually loved you, okay? Or someone actually had feelings for you, for sure, the King of Cups. But the thing with the King of Cups, there's a duality with the King of Cups where he can be unsteady sometimes, right? He's not as stable as the King of Pentacles. And I'm telling you, someone didn't like the idea of you being single. This is the Nine of Pentacles here. Someone didn't like the idea of you being single. When it comes to unrequited love, what is it that you want to tell them about unrequited love? Let that come out on its own, please. Thank you. Can't make it up. The Tower. Your instincts were correct. However you felt when you were in the trenches of the situation, it was correct. It was absolutely you were reading it correctly. You were not misreading. You were not misunderstanding what you were seeing before your eyes. What you saw was exactly what you needed to see, which is that someone was trying to bring chaos into your energy and confusion, and they were literally, when I pulled this card, it came out backwards, but what they were withholding was stability. Okay, so the King of Pentacles here, they were withholding what would have, so remember I just said the King of Cups is not the King of Pentacles. Thank you, angels. So they were withholding the very thing that would have stabilized your connection, which is probably communication and various other things. So we'll take a look at that. So that's what you need to know. You were right. It wasn't unrequited. It was, excuse me. See, I even feel confused as I'm saying it to you. I said it wasn't unrequited. Well, it was in fact unrequited. They may have had feelings for you, but they weren't willing to share that with you. Let's clarify codependency. What do they need to know about the codependency? Your light and your energy and your juju and your supply. Some of y'all were dealing with narcissistic energies. I don't care if they were covert, overt, whatever it may be. I know everybody hates that word now, but it's the word to use because it's accurate. It lives in accuracy. Someone really loves your light. This is Leo energy, sun. But even if it's not about that, you shine the light, okay? Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And so you just want attention. You don't want my heart. Someone didn't want your heart, or to have the responsibility that comes with managing your heart. But oh my God, did they want your light? Oh yes, they wanted that because it was so bright, so shiny, so delicious, and they could feed off of it. Very much giving energy vampire. Give me one more on codependency. And so they were stalking you. They wanted you to share your location with them so they could see everything that you did do. But what were they doing behind you? And were they being honest with you about who they were with, or where they were going, or how they were always trying to maybe keep their roster packed? Everybody's got a roster, guys. Do not underestimate. I don't care if it's the nerdiest nerd, if it's the most anime of anime, if it's the most science of scientists, if it's the most popular person, if it's the person you deem the ugliest, if it's the person you deem the skinniest, the fattest, the tallest, the shortest, the blackest, the whitest. everybody's got a roster. So you need to not underestimate that people will move a certain kind of way. And you're like, well, I didn't have a roster. I was just trying to deal with them, actually. But you may be very unaware that other people are attracted to you. That's what I need to tell you. People are seeing you. And maybe people could see that around you. Or maybe this person knew that too. Maybe you might not realize that you're a beauty or you're handsome or you're magical AF. But they knew. And they were keeping a close eye on you with that codependency. Give me one more on codependency. 3 of Cups, absolutely. They wanted you to be on the roster. I'm here. Got a white boy on my roster. He's feeding me lobster and pasta. Yeah, someone wanted you on their roster. Someone wanted you to be part of some bullshit where they weren't giving you clarity. Now, here's the thing about this. There's nothing wrong with any polyamorous relationship if you're doing it ethically. There's nothing wrong with outsourcing if you're doing it ethically. There's a lot of ways that I counsel clients. There's a lot of ways that I live in my own life, but there's clear communication. And so someone wanted you around because they enjoyed the way that you made them feel, the camaraderie. Maybe you felt like a friend too. But I feel like that could dip into the unrequited as well regarding you. Stay optimistic about your love life. This one was interesting to me because it's like, that felt like a head game. Even pulling that card, I was like, why are we saying optimistic? Listen, and this is why the girl, Channel Kiki Palmer. This is exactly why they wanted you to stay optimistic, because they were walking away the whole time. They were afraid you were going to walk away. If you knew the truth, that's what I just channeled. If you knew the truth, they were afraid that you were going to actually be the one to walk away. So they did not want you to walk away from them. So they never gave you clarity. That's why they were the King of Cups instead of the King of Pentacles. A lot of emotion, but no stability, because the 8 of Cups would have always been your fate. So stay optimistic about your love life. Okay. And this is why, because they were convincing you, oh my gosh, this is future faking. They were convincing you and telling you a lie, that they were maybe invested in a way that they weren't really going to be. Clarify that King of Pentacles, or excuse me, King of Pentacles said a Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, guys, I can't make it up. They were saying that they were going to be invested. So maybe you were investing. They wanted you to invest. Clarify, stay optimistic. Why? 3 of Wands, because they wanted you watching and waiting. When are they going to show up? When are they going to call? When are they going to be right? So if that was a situation that you found in your life and you've been looking for answers, the answer is it was very calculated. Show me the person's intentions that wanted my collective watching and waiting. I didn't even look at the card. Y'all saw I kept eye contact with you. This is why I did what I did, because the angel said this is the truth. They were being emotionally manipulative, puppeteering you, and to the brink of, you see this guy has his hands on his head, the shadow? You were just like a shadow of yourself. Some people can come in and literally make you unwell, and they can steal your energy and rob you of the power that you feel and your joy for living, your zest, your appeal. They can make you feel like this. So someone purposely wanted you to think that they had more to offer, they were going to offer more, but really they had nothing else in store except for fuckery and devil energy. And the devil is the author of confusion. Remember I said earlier in the reading, I even feel confused saying it to you because it doesn't make any sense. It didn't make sense because it's not the truth. There was no them coming back to you or even them wanting to actually be with you. You just want attention. You were a source of energy with that sun card there for them, of light, of whatever you gave. I don't know your life. I don't know what stages you're on. I don't know, if you guys met at the job. I don't know your full story, but what I do know is that you made them feel glorious and seen, and you were stroking their ego. And so that's why they wanted you to stay optimistic. And it was a lie. Give your romance a chance. Work on your partnership. What's the truth about this? Work on your partnership. It jumped right out. This is the truth. 3 of Swords. They hurt your feelings, and also they wanted to. Even if you weren't devastated, their intention was to devastate you. This is anguish. This is agony. This is my most painful 3 of Swords out of the 100 deck plus that I have. This is the one that someone wanted you down bad. Someone was evil AF. So I know you don't want to think about it that way. You still may have attachments, but sis, I'm here to say they might have wanted to, like, I'm channeling Shanice Hit and Run. Might be another reading that I do. She says, you take it too serious. Me just want a little something, just a little feel up. She essentially saying, you think you're gonna get into my feelings? Shouldn't never gonna get me to settle down. I just want to hit and run. I just want to hit and run. Anyway, someone wanted to hit and run. They were very sexually attracted to you, even if they repressed it, whatever the case may be. But this is really all they have to offer in their energy. Even if they weren't sexually attracted to you, they're just a fuck girl, fuck boy. This is the energy. So this is what you were dealing with, of someone that just wanted that energy, and someone who traffics highly in sexuality, no matter what they think. That is really the truth. And clarify that. And it may have been a trigger to you, or they wanted to trigger you. With the 9 of Wands here, did they want to trigger them, or is it that, what did they want? Yeah, they wanted to trigger you, the Chariot. They never intended to stay, okay? So that's what you guys need to know about that. And then we're going to do one more card here, and then I'm going to get into the conversations that they have for you, okay? They never intended to stay with the Chariot. Retreat. So this retreat could be seen two ways. Like I said, it could be going off together to spend some time quietly, or it could mean that your angels are saying get away, actually. And they're saying get away, actually. With the 9 of Swords here, followed up by the 9 of Wands, 9-9. That's a very spiritual number alignment. This could have caused you sleepless nights. This could have caused you worry. It could have caused you confusion, but it was done on purpose. Anytime you see a multiplicity of swords in any reading, it is something that someone intended to do. It was very intentional. The Ace of Swords is one. That's the only one you want to see. In the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is when you've had so much drama going that your ancestors override you and step in. There's always free will, but they will guide you very, very directly and very overtly away from a toxic person or a toxic situation, okay? So with the 9 of Swords here, this is someone who was causing you mental anguish and confusion because they were confused themselves. Why were they doing this? So I can give my collective some clarity. Because they did recognize that you guys had some soulmate connection, or this was a past life connection. Y'all may have been enemies in your past life. I don't want to romanticize it. It's always like, it's a soulmate connection and love and light. Sometimes these people are enemies that have come back to finish you off in this life. Was this an enemy, or was this a true love connection that was given an opportunity to take flight again in this life? Was it an enemy or a true love connection? With the Sagittarius energy of Temperance, it could go either way. It was supposed to come called in to bring in balance, but this was an enemy from your past life. This was narcissist. This is the King of Swords. So the Sagittarian energy in its lowest vibration is a fuck boy for real, a fuck girl or a fuck boy for real. It's somebody who is loose with their energy and with their loins. Sagittarius in a low vibration will fuck a lamp. They'll fuck anything. They don't care. They have no respect of relationships. They are not monogamous. I'm thinking of a Sagittarius who is very famous as Jay-Z, Frank Sinatra. Let's look at the archetype of these two men. They were Lotharios. One of my favorite songs by Frank Sinatra was It Was a Very Good Year, and he's essentially talking about all the bitches that he ran through in his lifetime. I mean, he does it in a crooning style. I'll connect it below, but he's like, when I was 17, blah 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 blah, he was like, I pulled up in limousines essentially, and then like they let down their pinned up hair, or I went upstairs to their condos and or whatever. He's in each season of his life, he's talking about the bitches he ran through. Sagittarius, and he may have been married, whatever, divorced, whatever, but what he was a Lothario. Truly, he was a beautiful man and incredibly talented, so he really could have picked whoever he wanted to. Sagittarius in their lowest vibration aspired to live like Frank Sinatra. And then on the inverse side, we have Jay-Z, who we saw Beyonce talking about Lemonade. If you choose another Becky over me, I'm going to make sure that you pay. I'm going to make sure that you see. I'm going to make sure that you never again try me. She said, if you do this again, you might lose your wife. He talked about his therapy and his songs in his album 444. That is the Sagittarius in his low vibration, where he's admitting, I made you miscarry, not on purpose, but because I stressed you out. That's that 9 of Swords energy. He stressed Beyonce out so much, she miscarried their first baby because he was being wild and running the streets. Girls. Yeah, thank you. He was like, thank you next, essentially. He was always that way. That's always Big Pimpin' Jay-Z. So yes, now he's evolved into a man, but there's still that dog in him, actually. We don't know behind the scenes, but the rumor, allegedly. So that's an archetype of lower Sagittarius vibration energy, is if you want them to sit still, they need a long leash. And Beyonce really seems like she put the leash on Jay-Z, but was allowing him to run. And she got into a lot of crazy too. Anyway, that's a whole nother message for another day. And trying to get someone to stay. Anyway, what you need to know here is you are the Empress. Whoever's watching, masculine or feminine energy, you are the Empress. And that's why this could not stand and be. Your angels will intercept something when someone is toxic for you, and they're going to lower your vibration. I feel like this could have been a past life enemy, just for you to have clarity about what happened in your relationship and why it went the way it did, and why they didn't live up to the promises, or why they didn't follow through, or why from some part in it, from the very beginning to the middle, it felt like, oh my God, is this person just trying to hurt me? Yes, they were trying to hurt you. And I want to give you that clarity, because sometimes with knowing that, you're able to actually heal it and move away from it. And I don't ever recommend trying to get closure from someone that treated you like shit. That's not our ministry. You self-soothe and you self-heal here, and that way you take your power back fully. But let's get into a little bit more conversation. We'll wrap this up and we'll get to a couple more readings today. So that first one, attraction. What do you want to say about attraction? I never should have let you go. They were in fact attracted to you. I never should have let you go. All right. What do you want to say about the unrequited love? Angels, what do they need to know about that? I have been having regrets. They were playing in your fucking face, guys. They have regrets. I bet they do. I bet they do have regrets. But they also have trauma and mind games and craziness, and that's not your place to heal that completely for anybody. What do they need to know about codependency, guys? I have trust issues. Listen. The cards are carding today, aren't they, my loves? They're carding. They're talking. It's talking. All right. What do they need to know about? Stay optimistic about your love life. Love doesn't feel like enough. So this is a person who has deep-seated trust issues, could have been a past life enemy, and they were trying to convince you to work on something of which they never even saw a destiny or a future in, because that's just not the way that they're wired, my friend. And that's what they didn't tell you, and that was a disservice to you, and I want to apologize on their behalf as empath mama over here, just to hold space for you, because I know how down bad that can make you feel. I know how much that hurt you, and I know how much it may have triggered you for some of your own wounds. And we'll get a little advice at the end of what you should do to heal this, because we always want to cauterize a wound. If you are in a fresh bleed, let's literally burn it if we have to, and then start to take care of it. But maybe some of you guys have already tended to the wound. You just need to rewrap it, and you need to keep it clean. But it means you need to tell yourself the truth, that you are not just living in a nightmare that you thought was a dream. Retreat. What do they need to tell you about retreat? I think you are amazing. Here's what I'm going to tell you about the retreat. You are supposed to stay away from them, because if they could, they would spin the block with you again to play these games. That card right there is not just, yes, you're amazing. Okay, so yeah. Don't worry about that. But I'm going to tell you what I intuited it as is, if they had an opportunity to come back in again, they would limerence you and love bomb you completely. Because again, go back to that sun card. They loved your energy. They loved the supply that you gave. They loved the way that you made them feel. Okay, so that's not them actually wanting to be in connection with you. It's them doing what they always do in any connection, of which you are not the special focus. Because for any narcissist or low vibrational person or toxic person or person steeped in their codependency, no matter what the moniker is, you are just a means to an end to get them fed. You're feeding them, you know. I need milk. That's what I'm channeling, okay? A lot of them have mother wounds too, and so they will take that out on you, unfortunately. What do you need to know here about give your relationship a chance? What does the collective need to know about the truth? I feel like you are unpredictable, and so this is why they tried to control you. This is why they were accusing you. I can't even make it up. Bottom of the deck, I don't trust you. This is why they were accusing you. This is why they wanted to make it so that you could be chasing them. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. They didn't want your heart. They just like the thought of you, or they hated the thought of you being with someone else, but they liked the thought of you being obsessed with that. them, in limerence with them, in love with them, giving to them in any capacity. So that's what the conversational cards have to say. So we'll put those away, and we're going to do the last oracle deck, and then I'm going to finish with a little advice for you on how you should heal going forward, so that you can move through whatever pain was caused to you by an unrequited situation or someone who is just fundamentally dishonest. I guess what you need to know about that is they're fundamentally dishonest with themselves too, okay? We're going to pull, I think, some goddess cards as our clarifiers for what you should do going forward. So we're going to do the interconnections oracle and take a look at each one of these again to see if there's anything else that they want to say. To clarify why there was games and why they wanted to push you away. All right, the first one that popped out right on top of the card. They're bad at confrontation. So if you were ghosted in this situation, this is why. Because they're bad at confrontation. A lot of these people only know how to emotionally manipulate and play games because their communication is abhorrent. It's terrible. They do not know how to communicate. And they do not know how to communicate effectively or honestly, okay? So that's the give your relationship a chance. You are never going to be able to give it a chance, because to have a relationship that stands the test of time is to be able to have the hard conversations with someone and to get a reply. You're not just talking to a wall. Reciprocity. If this is unrequited, then you are not in a reciprocal situation. That would be the Six of Pentacles if you read tarot. This was someone who was taking far more than they ever could give. Clarify, retreat. Family issues are affecting this connection. Someone may have allowed siblings, a mother, a father, a cousin to get involved, or a bestie. It could be anybody that was in close proximity to you. So if someone was attracted to you, as I did see with the King of Cups, even if they were a past life enemy, there was attraction. They were definitely influenced because they're weak. That's something you need to know that maybe you didn't know. You might have been putting them on a pedestal. You might have been thinking that you guys were going to grow, or that you were there to help them grow, or they were there to help you grow. But the truth is, this is someone who's incredibly weak and subjugated to the opinions of others. And empaths, a lot of you guys have done a lot of work of cutting the tethers of other people's opinions. So you don't really give a fuck, really. Can we just say that? And so you don't really relate to this. I know I don't. When I've dealt with anybody that had mommy issues or daddy issues, I was just like, okay, I have a daddy issue or 7, so I'm never gonna hate. We all are here working on stuff, but I actively work on that on a regular, continual basis. But I have dated someone before. This situation I can't relate to, not the whole reading, but this one for sure, where I definitely know what it is to be looking at someone who is so influenced by their parent, mother specifically, that it was an embarrassment to their whole relationship dynamic, not just me. I was thinking of who came before me and who will come after me, and I was like, this is going to keep coming up because your mother is incredibly filled with toxicity, and she's passed it off to you, and she's giving you terrible advice too. Anyway, but I saw it firsthand, and I was like, this is not about if you and I end up together. This is about when are you going to stand up like a man. Like, stand up, okay? Or stand up like a woman. Stand up, okay? Anyway, it's the family issue. So you had some hating-ass family member that didn't really see it for you, or some hating-ass person that had their ear. That's all you need to know when you see family connections. It doesn't have to be blood-related, who did not like what was happening with you guys. So that's a little clarity in case you were wondering what was happening, especially if you got ghosted. Stay optimistic about your love life. What do they need to know? They are a bad influence. You never needed to stay optimistic because their energy was atrocious and they never had any goodwill or intentions for you. Codependency. What do they need to know about codependency? Oh, the cards almost wanted to flip. They have a problem with using people. I mean, can we talk about how the angels be on 20 on 50 11? They were an opportunist, y'all. They were an opportunist, and you were an opportunity. Again, that light. It was very vampiristic. They saw your light. They saw your energy. They wanted to sup and die from said energy. They wanted to have that happen in perpetuity. They wanted it forever and ever. I'm hearing Drake. I want to say forever. I will never let it go. He wanted it forever. They wanted it forever. Someone wanted that thing forever. And so they lied to you. They want to be closer to you as the next card I pull. I wasn't going to pull a second one, but with the codependency, that was a push and pull. They were bad for you. They had no intentions for you. They have a problem with using people, but they want to be closer to you. They didn't want to be closer. They wanted to have access. Okay, so let me clear that up for you in your little sweet head. They wanted access granted, friend. Unrequited love. What does collective need to know about unrequited love? They are petty, man. I'm gonna have to name this. Like, if you ever had an unrequited love situation, you need to watch this. They're petty as fuck. They really did, maybe they really were attracted to you, but they went out of their way to try to sun you and to make you feel bad. And I feel terrible for them. And you're like, terrible for them? Monette, fuck them. No, yeah, fuck them. It's fuck them forever. But I feel bad for them because what happens when they come up against anybody in this sweet collective, real empaths that are doing the work, you guys aren't just sweet, you're also dark too. You have light and love. You got Lilith and you got angels in you. Both things are true. So that means that karmically, your ancestors and angels, your pantheon of spirit team are going to ride for you. So karmically, they will be having to deal with what they did to you, especially if your intentions were pure or true. I'm channeling Golden Girls. Your heart is true. If you were a pal and a confidant, or if you were a lover and a confidant, a spouse and a confidant, a sneaky link and a confidant, whatever you were, they tried it, and they purposely went out of their way to try to deny whatever their real feelings were, their natural inclination to treat you humanely. They listened, they allowed, but don't put it all on the parents or the family or the friends, because they have free will, right? You were dating a woman or a man, right? So they got to stand up with their grown-ass selves and make a decision at their big age about how they wanted to treat you, and they decided to play in your face purposely, and now that will be doubled down and return back to them expeditiously. I love to see it, and I do. Okay, I'm not one of those viewers that's like, oh, no, fuck all that. We're human, and that is your shadow side, and you're allowed to indulge in that. You don't let it carry you away. Watch my video, please. Know who your demons are and know your shadow. But do understand that you may have been sent into someone's life, is what I'm hearing and channeling here, to help them elevate past some certain relationship dynamic, and or to put them in a new space of achievement. Okay, it could not just be about romance. Sometimes you're in someone's life and it's supposed to power you guys power each other up, right? But if they forfeit that, then they're back to the starting block, even if they've done a lot of work previous to you. But if they decided to be petty on purpose with you, yikes. What a stupid thing to do. And they will be paying for that. Trust me. You don't even have to see it. Just trust me. They will pay for that. The angels promise you. What do they need to know about attraction? I think I'm losing my mind. They will reach out soon. Listen, these hoes always spin the block. That part. They underestimated your roster. That part. The fact that someone's always trying to feed you pasta and lobster. That part. They will reach out because they just want attention, but that's what you need to keep in mind. They don't want your heart. They just hate the thought of you being with someone new. They do not actually want to be with you, okay? Just like Charlie Puth's little sad self. Selena did not really want him. They want more than what you have. So these people also could have been weirdly contemptuous of you, wanting to take everything from you, not having what you had, but wanting more than you. So they were in competition with you, or they wanted to siphon up all of your stuff and all your energy. One more, they feel safe around you. Now, isn't that an interesting dichotomy? So while they're hating ass family, where it's like, get away from them, they're the devil, whatever they were saying, or I don't like that girl, I don't like that guy, or whatever, and I can't make it up, bottom of the deck here. They want to impress you. While everyone was in their ear, they actually were they wanted to be there. They felt safe with you. That's so funny. That is something that I do recall in dating someone where I really purposely knew that she didn't have safety, and I set out to create that. And all she did, when I say all and everything that she did, was play in my face to try to make me feel emotionally unsafe. My kindness was not only seen as a weakness to her, but then she stomped it out and she threw it away. So now safety is something that will run from her too, because that's just how the angels do what they do. But I saw that she needed someone to make her feel safe, and I specifically said words to her, but I want you to feel safe with me, because I knew what the deficit was. I could see the areas where people had fumbled her heart, and I wanted to make up the gap and heal the deficit. Maybe you guys can relate to that, you giving that much of your all to somebody who went out of their way to actually impugn, ruin, and destroy your safety. I pity the fool, because that's not a game that they can even play. They don't even begin to understand what they've incurred. Because what does the Bible say? Touch not my prophet and do my anointed no harm. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Flip it and reverse it. That's what I just heard. Yeah, and now they will be sick. And some of them may actually have some illnesses that they are dealing with. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. I was seeing if I had my karma cards out to pull for you guys. I don't see them. So I'm going to pull Goddess energy for advice for you as what you should do moving forward to heal from this unrequited situation where you were ignored and where you were treated terribly. Alright, we got a chunk. I'm going to take them all. I'll take the top one, Radical Rebirth. This is a time of radical rebirth for you. You needed to see this clearly. They want you to still believe in miracles here. And I think it's the miracle of love. Because when you go through a situation, it's something that will leave you jaded. And they purposely, a lot of these people have wanted to purposely leave you jaded. They wanted you to not believe in love again. They wanted you to think that you had nothing else coming in. They wanted you to think that pleasure was going to evade you, but it's not. Pleasure is here for you. I don't think it's any coincidence. Like, this even almost mimics the crown thing that I have on, this kind of halo effect. You're very protected, and I heard tantric. You're quite sexual. This card reminds me of the star in tarot, excuse me. And there's even purple roses here, like I was guided to put into this crown today. I'm telling you guys, you have pleasure coming in, but it's going to be someone with this purple here, crown chakra, someone who is going to not just be sexual. It's someone who's going to be a real friend to you or have your better interest. And also I'm hearing cerebral, someone with who you can communicate with, because I'm thinking about the crown chakra. So, and someone who's going to treat you like royalty, that part. Okay, the purple is all about royalty energy and queen. I'm going to clarify the pleasure card because that's interesting to me. And then I have fearless love, someone who will love you fearlessly as you deserve to be loved. Oshun energy. So yellow, your self-esteem took a hit here. Oshun works with self-esteem, and honey is one of the things that is an attractant to her, and sunflowers, and orange, the color orange, and oranges, that fruit. Guys, mangoes. Guys, listen, you need to self-love after you went through whatever you went through. Whomever finds this video, whenever you find it, 2 years from now or one day, you were treated in a terrible kind of way by someone who wanted to play. They purposely wanted to play games and they were being petty on purpose. But your solar plexus took a hit. That's yellow, associated with self-esteem and creativity. Your sacral chakra took a hit too because of whatever rejection that they were trying to heap upon you. Even if you deflected it or even if you saw it, it was something that to some level I'm hearing you internalize. So power yourself up with yellow energy. Even if you don't know who Oshun is and that's not your jam, I'm not sending you in the direction of any deity that's not for you. But what I'm going to tell you is that the color will affect you, can enhance you, and can uplift you. Okay? I want you to understand that you deserve fearless love. You deserve pleasure. You deserve everything you deserve. You deserve touch. And you were depleted, especially with this yellow here. Remember that sun card that came out earlier with Leo? They purposely depleted you of this bright light as much as they could because it made them feel incredible. I remember, and this is a specific thing, I've given the example of it plenty of times, but I was dating someone and we were in Trader Joe's, and just being proximal to my energy, because this is what happens in my energy, someone walked up to her and gave her flowers. And the reason, I'm not just being like cocky, being like, that's just because of me, but she told me specifically, she said, that has never happened to me in my life. And when we were dating and when we were together, a lot of amazing things similar to that happened. She even said it to me at the very beginning of us dating. She was like, you called me and then like all of a sudden like 2 people just randomly asked me out on a date. Our energy is an enhancer. She was very aware of it, probably far more aware of it than I was. I thought she was just giving me random like, observations and compliments like, oh, you're amazing. But I was always passing it back to her like, no, you did that, da-da-da-da. But empath, we do that, okay? That's what we do. Anybody that is proximal to us, the empath umbrella is a video I will connect below. is under our protection or under our glow. And so that yellow specifically is something that people want to have. And things in her life probably felt incredible when I was proximal to her, when I would allow her into my energy, when I would speak life over her and into her, as we do empaths, right? But when I cut myself away, she would definitely been able to see how she was depleted from, whether it was work-wise or finances or physical health or interpersonal dynamics. Shit just started to go helter-skelter. She never had to tell me that, but I'm a psychic in real life. I do this for a living. Also, my angel said we always get back our pound of flesh. She thought she was doing something to you. Now we will do to her times 22 what she wanted to do to you, because she was malicious. I'm not channeling this for no reason to tell you just my story, though a lot of anybody that's a reader will also infuse their life experiences. But I'm going to tell you this is relevant for you. Someone purposely wanted to be opportunistic with you. They knew what light your energy brought. They delighted in it. They reveled in it, and then wanted to treat you like shit and act like it was them. And actually, in that case, probably one of my favorite things was ending it, only because I knew it would literally be like unplugging a power source from the wall. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have her own draw or her own attraction or her own, energy or whatever, but it's not like us, is it? Empath and collective, you know what I'm saying? They're not like us, so they don't generate the same way we do. There's a deep well of insecurity in a lot of the people that were dating you, with you, married to you, and you were the ones that were holding them up. They just want attention. They didn't want your love. Your energy and attention was an actual currency, and it filled them up. And when you pull away, it's just empty cups. And that's their fate. The last card here is Live Out Loud. I'm so proud of you for being honest about who you are, coming out of the spiritual closet, maybe coming out of the closet. I heard for some of you guys, too, you were some of their gay awakenings as well, okay? So this channel is very LGBTQIA friendly. I'm the B in all those letters. And so you were a gay awakening. Now, this has been something that's happened in my life, where I've been a gay awakening for a lot of people, and their friends and family were like, what's happening? Why are they acting weird? It's because they in love, and they feel scared. They don't know what's happening. But in any case, that's just my life. I'm not saying that's you. Not everybody here is gay. But I'm going to tell you, for some of you guys, and some of the guys here too, I have a lot of guys that watch too. So glad to see the demographics creeping up on that. That's awesome. You might have been someone's gay awakening, sir or ma'am. Okay? Because you're very proud of who you are, and you don't cower. And they have to live maybe quietly, and I hate that for people or whatever, but that's no reason to be petty and punish you. Some people were very conflicted about their emotions and feelings for you, because they thought that you were easy and that they were going to just sun you, and that they didn't really want anything to do with you, and they wanted to have you be in shame because that was a projection of their pain. And people will always try to share with you what they are going through, and I'm just so, it's so clear to me. Look at this. Betrayal, which is a spider energy, which is very much the energy of narcissism, for sure. This is someone who was very toxic, purposely, because they hated what you brought out in them, and your intuition picked up on it. They just wanted attention. They didn't want your love. They just hated the thought of you being with someone new. They never, ever planned to love you, take care of you, have longevity with you, or go the distance with you. You can blame it, or they can, on their family and friends, but it was their petty, callous, careless, reckless, selfish actions that brought it to an end. And no matter how it ended, whether they walked away from you or you walked away from them, the angel said it was inevitable for it to end, sweet friends, because we love you too much and you love you too much. And now there's new people that are tempted to touch, and you can take a look at your roster and decide if it's pasta or lobster, or if it's hermit mode for you. But being drug around by the nape of your neck by a narcissist that is filled with disrespect is not the fate for you. It's not something you're going to do. Unrequited or attention, into it or out of it, that was not what was destined for you. So that's what you need to know. You have love coming in and pleasure, and your intuition will never fail you. They were purposely trying to betray you, and I feel so sorry for them, because you live in a purity, and I know it, sweet friends, that they cannot relate to, that they could never be, that they could never do. In any kind of level, they could never be you, but they wanted to disparage and try to sun you. The universe will now sun them. They're in good hands now. They're in good hands. And Now it's up to them. It's above you now. So release that, purge it, wear some yellow, go outside, see the sun, touch grass. You're a fucking vibe. That's what you need to know. And you glow, glow, glow. And now you take back your power with the assuredness that you know that this person was not some long lost lover. They were a past life enemy that was literally dispatched in to strengthen your intuition and deepen your spirituality. Mission accomplished. And now they're dispatched back to the hellions in the streets where they love to be. And so it is. So good sharing energy with you guys today. Come back and join me next time, and we'll continue to evolve together.